What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now Plus. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk about Microsoft taking a step to remove paying for multiplayer. This has been something that people have talked about. There's a lot of theories and speculation, and you can call it like insider leaks, whatever you want to call it, that, eventually multiplayer, the idea of paying for just being able to play any game online, is going to be removed from Microsoft, and part of their kind of overall branding to make really just Game Pass. I guess like, they want to call it like back to like Xbox Live or something that kind of connects everything into one name where it's not very hard to understand what you're getting. And in order to do that, they would have to remove certain elements of what you pay for when you pay for, say, like Xbox Ultimate, when you're paying for not just Game Pass, but you're technically paying as well to play online. And you could buy that separately, obviously, right? But today, Microsoft announced that all free-to-play games that are on Xbox, you do not need Xbox Gold. You don't need Xbox Live Gold, I believe that's the name, or even just Xbox Gold. You don't need that in order to play these free-to-play games. So again, this is a consumer-friendly move. There's not too much more you can say about it, but it's definitely a good move. I mean, I respect that. I think that not being a diehard or like a super into Xbox guy, I understand kind of the talk around it, or the idea that it is a little confused. Now, granted, like PlayStation with PlayStation Now, PlayStation Plus, you put those things together, and now they obviously are, the rumor is about the video, right, that you can watch movies and TV shows. If you can put all that stuff together and call it one very simple name, right, remove a couple elements, maybe add a couple elements, you have yourself a really killer, I guess, like package, right? Microsoft already has those packages kind of built together, but again, it is a little bit confusing. You can buy them separately, and again, it has been talked about, and this has to be, I mean, even if you don't believe leaks and rumors, and like I trust someone like Jeff Grubb in terms, I don't like him as a person, but I trust him as like as a leaker, right? And he has said in the past that it's his belief, I guess, or what he knows is that, he has said like he believes within a couple years from now that you will not have to pay basically to play games online on Xbox. And again, when you do something like this, when you make free to play games, so obviously, anybody can pick it up. You don't need multiplayer to pick it up, but then in order to play the game, you need multiplayer. So the fact that the game is free to begin with, it's free to play, and then now the multiplayer is free, I mean, that's a good deal for people that don't really want to take many risks on games like this. So I would imagine, not every game that they did this for is going to see like an uptick in player count, but I would imagine there will be people that didn't play these games before because they didn't want to pay for online, maybe specifically just to play these free games, right? But now they will. So it's a very consumer-friendly move, and it's, I think, one step closer because you've removed now an entire, I'd say, genre. Free-to-play games are a genre. You've removed an entire genre of games that you no longer have to pay for to play online. So now all that's left is pretty much all the other games that you'd either need to get through Game Pass or you need to buy from the publisher themselves on their store, or on disc or whatever. Those are the games that are left. And so, yeah, I would imagine over the next couple of years, maybe there's like one more intermediate step, like one more, in the middle kind of thing. But then I would say eventually, I think, I believe it too. I believe eventually they'll just take it out entirely, which would be big because you have Nintendo. You have to pay for the Nintendo membership. Obviously, PlayStation ties in their membership with PlayStation Now, and even like something like that. Remember, you never needed to do that on PlayStation for a very, very long time, and then they added that in. That was remember, PlayStation Plus and the idea of paying and all this stuff really started from that hack. They needed money because their systems were so weak and so susceptible to hacking that, remember, they came up with the idea that, okay, we never charged you before. The store was awful. The internet was awful, like all that stuff. And that's just because they had zero funding towards it. So we'll have to see how PlayStation, how Nintendo, if they want to respond, right? And again, this does start console wars. These kind of things that happen, you look at this with Microsoft, and then I think it's normal to look at the other publishers. I'm kind of tired of doing it because I just don't want. I don't want to start fights. But when it comes to like consoles fight, I'm okay with starting fights in general. But starting fights, with consoles and stuff like that, again, I go where the games are. It's definitely a good friendly move from Xbox. And if they make it so that all games you don't have to pay for it, then yeah, either PlayStation and Nintendo need to do something where you're getting a ton more value, kind of like what it is now with Xbox, where you're really paying for Game Pass, and then you get multiplayer kind of attached. Who knows how much a percentage you believe in your own mind, right? That the multiplayer is part of that overall. So say you pay $15 a month for like that ultimate package, right? Really, you could just imagine you're paying $15 for Game Pass and like $0 for multiplayer if you wanted to. You know what I mean? It could be $10 and $5. It could be $12 and $3. Whatever it is, that could be how you rationalize it. So if Sony and Nintendo want to kind of match it, they either need to strip their idea of paying for multiplayer, or you just have, again, kind of what PlayStation Plus is now. You know, you can play multiplayer games, but you also get more stuff. So you kind of rationalize it. I've never once thought, like in my mind, I've never really rationalized it to myself that, oh yeah, I'm paying to play online. I've always, and maybe that's wrong, maybe I'm doing it wrong, but I've always thought, yeah, I'm paying for PlayStation Plus, I'm paying for the games that I get monthly, all this stuff, and then multiplayer's like attached with it. You know what I mean? So that's gonna be interesting to see if anybody has to kind of match that over the coming years. So let me know, guys, in the comments below. What do you think? Do you think this is a good day? Do you think that Microsoft eventually does remove paying for multiplayer for everything, for all their games? Let me know. As always, make sure you guys are subscribed. Make sure you guys have the bell icon turned on so you know when all these videos go up. I do a brand new video every single day on the channel, and so I hope to see you guys for tomorrow's video.